Hello, welcome to CEO Insights, the Living Organization podcast with Vitaly Gimin. With me is Ravi Teja from Robosoft Technologies. Welcome, Ravi.
Thank you, Vitaly. It's a pleasure to be on your show.
So Ravi is the CEO of Robosoft Technology, a large software development company. Maybe you give us just a couple of words about the company and tell us what you do and why you do it.
We call ourselves an experience engineering company because we build software that people can feel and touch and experience it. We build direct to consumer enterprise digital software, apps that are we can see on your smartphone, web, smart TVs, and augmented and virtual realities. We've done 2,000 plus apps globally for media and entertainment, OTT organizations, for banking, financial services, and fintech and payment companies, retail and e-commerce companies, companies like Warner Brothers Discovery, British Standards Institute, McDonald's India, Brightline Trains, Invesco, Franklin Templeton, Paytm, which is the biggest payment platform. We are a bunch of computer scientists who build this software. We have a set of creative UX UI designers who build with human emotional design. We have a bunch of MBAs who understand product features and functionality to create product roadmaps using design thinking. And then we have data scientists and analytics people who understand consumer behavior and use that data for personalization and recommendation. So we are a global company headquartered in India with offices in US, Europe, and Japan. Our shareholders are Technopro Japan. They are listed on Tokyo Stock Exchange, 1.5 billion in revenue. We are 1,000 people. We are owned by Technopro, and I'm the global CEO. I'm based in Tampa, Florida.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for that, Ravi. I also want to ask you the second part, why you exist. And the reason I want to ask you, because you're the student of ontology we were just discussing. And so describe to us how that works in your company. Why is the state of being of your company so important?
Yes. I also follow Steve Jobs a lot and also a student of ontology and the reason for existence. So when I joined this company in 2018, my job was to not just build software. We know that's what we build. And if I go and tell my customers and employees we build great software, they'll say, yeah, thousands of companies do that. What's different about you? Then I'll talk about my differentiation. Differentiation is we are small, we are nimble, we are flexible, we are agile, and whatever we take up, we ensure that we deliver. They say, oh, okay, good differentiation, but still doesn't really excite customers or employees to join us. You know, do they give their blood, sweat, and tears to make things happen to build the software? So then the question is why we do what we do, and not many companies and people know that because people connect to the why and not to the what and the how. So our why, we sat down, realized that all of us, thousands of Robosoftians, wake up every day to simplify uh, things that people do online on their mobile phones or on their web, simplify the way they pay, the way they buy, the way they get entertained, the way they bank, the way they get insured, everything from sitting in their couch anywhere, anytime, any place, whether they are traveling in an aeroplane or a train or in their office or at home. You don't need to be out there standing in a queue. So making things simple in the digital world. So simplifying lives, billions of lives through the software that we build is our why. And why we think that we can simplify things is because we understand human empathy, we understand human emotion, we can empathize with people. So our employees are trained. So we don't go and ask customers what do they want. We listen to their stories, to their pain points, and we get insights, and we take those insights as features and functionality and connect to that human emotion. That's the reason for our existence.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. And that differentiates you quite a lot. I can hear it. What I can hear is not just words, because a lot of CEOs speak those words, which simplifies other people's existence, right? But what I hear is the tone in your voice, the passion for that. And that's another level of beingness, right? I mean, we can all say the words, but they're just words. But when you feel
Yes.
those words, that this is truly why I exist, that's a big difference, right?
Yes, I mean, being a student of human being, being a student of ontology, being a student of epistemology, for me, these are important, intangible characteristics that I want to inculcate in people. We all are computer scientists, data analysts, creative designers, but what brings us together is our ability to make a difference to the people for whom we build the software. And for us to make a difference to those people, it's important to understand them, listen to them, empathize with them, connect to their human emotion. And that's how we create that passion in the organization.
I'm trying to I'm an engineer like you, an MBA and so on. So I went the technology path, and then I realized something is missing here. I'm not connecting with the world, right? I'm being a robot. Robot. So it's nice that you have the first part of the Robosoft is robot, but the second part is soft, right? So 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 it's like combining the hard and the soft together to create one, right? It's the two polarities. The hard is the features. Okay, we get this feature. The soft is how people experience the application. Is it easeful? Is it one click, right, to the shopping cart?
That's
And
right.
I was so frustrated with most of my application designs because I work that they don't understand that, listen, I'm already overwhelmed with this new technology, new apps, and you're giving me 10 steps to get to the shopping cart. What are you thinking? Right? So isn't that
Yes.
it's just a human experience. And so that's what you're saying, right? Is that you can sense where people get frustrated about software. Mhm.
Yes. Yeah, the combination of right brain, left brain is very important because I'm an engineer myself, but I trained myself in the other part of the brain, which is the softer part of the brain. And how do we get the analytical and then emotional part of the brain working in tandem with each other? I don't know whether a lot of people know that decision making in the brain happens mostly from the emotional part of the brain. 95% of our decisions are based on emotion. Only 5% are based on logic. And the role of the logical part of the brain is to justify an emotional decision. So if we can speak as products and platforms and brands that we build directly to the emotional part of the brain, then people get it. And that is why the why of why we wake up every day. People get that why because it touches their emotional cord. So we build products that are connected to human emotion because that's where decision making happens.
No, absolutely. And just for all of you CEOs, because we're speaking to a lot of young startup CEOs, tech CEOs, here is a formula that I'm sure Ravi and if you want to have profits, productivity is equal. So profit is equal to functional specs for sure. You have to have features and so on, plus the experience people are having. This is where you differentiate your product on the experience they're using, right? The first one is easy. Everybody does it, the features. The experience is very hard to, only very few companies like Robosoft understand and can ship that experience, right? Mhm.
Correct. Yeah. Uh, you mentioned about friction when we do things. You mentioned about a lot of effort people need to take when they have to, asking for your password every time. I know it's
Yeah,
important for security
yeah.
when you work online, asking for your email every time, asking for your credit card details every time, asking for it makes the effort so friction heavy that I will abandon the transaction. But how do we make it easy? How do you make it one click? How do you make it move forward? So that effortless experience is important, and that's where loyalty also comes into picture, loyalty with the product and loyalty with the brand.
Ravi, thank you so much. Really enjoyed having this conversation, and I want to have you back again because we can go even deeper on this topic. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Vitality. I really enjoyed.